Sorry, just sharing everything.
Not old, just wiser. I love that, Bridget. Thank you very much. I will keep that. We are not old, we're just wiser. I love that.
I think I'm pretty wise though for my age.
Hi, Scott. Scott is watching from on YouTube right now.
Hi, Scott. It's so fun. Like it's so fun that we've been able to like kind of fix everything slowly on our technology.
Yeah.
Every week we're like, okay, we'll fix this week. We actually have a good.
How did that happen?
That's weird.
That did not. No, they can't hear us now. I don't think.
No, we can't hear them. Okay, let's keep going. Keep going.
Yes, sorry about that. We tested this earlier and it was.
Something's connecting to.
Something is connecting to the. Is it my phone?
It could be.
I don't know which phone is phone.
So we can't use that. So keep talking.
Okay, so I'm going to keep talking and Nick's going to play with technical support. And this is hilarious because we had this all tested out earlier and we were like, this is going to be so much fun. We're going to have sound come out. The sound's going to be great. Everyone's going to hear everything. And apparently we did not test enough. Because
we did, but one of the phones is connecting.
On. I can unconnect the Bluetooth.
No, because they're all both live right now, and that'll mess that up. So we'll just leave everything the way it is, and we'll fix this.
Yes, exactly. We will make this work. So Nick is accepting some people. So it's been interesting.
Some wins.
Yeah. So we're gonna start off with some wins. You guys already saw our weigh-in, and we're owning it.
Yeah.
We did it. We enjoyed it.
Yep.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm not shocked with the weight because we did eat a lot more. Even though a lot of the snacks and the treats that we had were all WW stuff that we normally have. But we did indulge a little bit more when it came to, the, what was it? The Starbucks and then the Dairy Queen. The Dairy Queen was hilarious, actually. So anyways, I'll go to the Dairy Queen after. My weigh-in. I weighed in at Nick weighed in, no, me. 182.3 is what I weighed in at. So I was up 5.5 pounds this week. So that's crazy. It's insane when you really think about that. It does happen. Like those weeks can happen. And those weeks can happen when you're on track. Like, I think that's what we need to realize as well. I was off track. I know what I did. And we did not, on one day we decided to take the day off as far as activity goes. On Thursday, I think it was. I woke up Thursday and I was in a bad mind state. So we'll talk about that as well. So I'm at 93.8. Nick weighed in at 177.7, so he is also up 4.4 this week. And he knows why. He's not worried, he's not concerned, because we started off as today being Monday. This is our new Monday today. That's why we worked out today. Normally we take Sundays off and we don't do a workout, but today we said, you know what? If we're going to do this, we need to start today. We need to just really hone it in and just do it. And we also had another discussion while we were working out, and we were like, we always had this mentality, and most of you should know this, our workout mentalities, we work out every single day, but when we need a day off, we take it. We never really specified a specific day of the week. We weren't following our own advice, people. We did not follow that. We have been taking Sundays off for the last 16 weeks since COVID started, and we've not been working out only on Sundays. Every other day we'd work out. So we are now going back to our new mentality. We are working out every single day, but if there's a day, doesn't matter which day of the week it is, that we feel we need to take a break, we will then take a break. Just because we want that mentality of making sure that we realize that... Like, we actually were able to... What we've been doing a lot, and the people who've seen us in workshops, we've actually been working out between workshop visits. So instead of... We've been scheduling less workshops and using between time to actually do a fit-on or do a body set class. So we've been able to do that. We've actually joined a few workshops while working out, actually. Like, I think it was 2 of them yesterday that we did that. They're like, are you really working out right now? We're like, yeah, we'll be back in 5 minutes. We're almost done. So... but there's a lot of people working out in their workshops now, and we're starting to see as well. A lot of people are on their bikes or on their, the one lady, I think she was in the US, she was on a ride desk where it's basically a bicycle, but it has a desktop, so you just sit at this desk all day. And then one of the, the territorial managers in Ontario also has one of those as well, which is really, really cool. So I'm going to start off with the week. I'm going to start off with Monday. On Monday, we went and visited a few workshops. Of course, we were in North Las Vegas, Nevada, and Longueuil, Quebec. Those were fun. A lot of fun. And then on Tuesday, Tuesday night is when we actually drove up to Sudbury. So we left on Tuesday, I would say it was around 4 o'clock. And what was really funny is we had no clue what we were going to do for dinner on Tuesday. We were like, okay, what do we do? Do we stop and get something? Do we not? And we were still trying to be very cognizant of, our points on Tuesday as much as we could. Because we knew Tuesday wasn't going to be an indulge night. But we also didn't want to just stop anywhere. So we had stuff in the fridge that we didn't want to go bad as well. And so we made ourselves a quinoa bowl. We threw it in, we each made our own quinoa bowl, warm. It was warm veggies on top of the cold quinoa, brought it in the car, and we ate it while we were driving up to supper, and it was actually perfect. We said, why don't we do this more often?
Yeah, and it was delicious, and it was like, even though it wasn't hot, it was still warm.
It was warm enough,
It was delicious. It was almost like a warm quinoa salad.
Yeah,
it was really good.
And it was not warm, hot, but just, it was a perfect temperature. And so we were like, why don't we do this more often? Why don't we bring our own food now? Instead of feeling like, okay, because we're going up north to see Nick's mom, we need to stop for dinner, that we need to stop at one of those restaurants. If we want to stop right now in the summer and sit at one of the picnic areas to have dinner, different story, instead of like me feeding Nick, because that's what I did for some of the ride.
Yeah.
It's harder to eat and drive at the same time, and no one should be doing that, right? Because apparently you could get pulled over and get ticketed if you're
I don't know why you
distracted driving.
But that's okay.
They're not going to come ticket you now.
Yeah, they didn't see. There's no proof. No proof.
And none of you are police officers, right? Maybe.
Okay. Okay, so where were you at? Okay, I just was watching the results.
So I was just talking about Tuesday night. Drive to your mom's house. So we got to mom's house around
late at night.
Yeah, it was probably around 8 o'clock.
Yeah. We unpacked the car. We left our steps in the car, but we unpacked everything else. Then Wednesday we went for a 7-kilometer walk. You guys, we went live on Facebook.
It was Canada Day.
On Canada Day, we went with our Facebook group. We went live. And then we did a step class. We got some Starbucks. Finally, we got our Starbucks. It was delicious. They put so much caramel in Sudbury. I mean, there was so much. I was like, in my first sip, I was like, ooh.
I think
that sugar rush.
And put extra.
Yeah, whoa, it was sugary. I was like, my God, it was delicious though.
It was so good. And then what we ended up doing is we didn't want to sit around all night. And we did sit around all night, but we didn't want to sit around and watch TV. So what we would do is we actually played 2 games. We brought Joker Rummy with us. Well, Nick's mom has Joker Rummy. We also
and we also brought
and then we brought a game called Ticket to Ride.
Yes.
If you guys have never played Ticket to Ride, it is such a fun game.
Yeah.
It's a map of
North America.
Ours is North America. But you could get different versions. There's a European version as well. And then there's there's cities all over this map. And then you actually have to create a train track with certain moves and certain cards. And it's a lot of fun. And when you actually start playing, you get totally hooked. So we played 2 games of that with Nick's mom. And then we played another one. That was the next night though. But still, we played Code Words as well.
Yeah, we did some workshop visits on Canada in the UK. So we went to Norwich and North Yorkshire, UK on Canada Day.
And actually, the coach from the Yorkshire posted a video on our page. Katie,
yeah.
She was awesome. She posted a video on her page just saying how our group, how inspiring we were. And we weren't expecting her to do that, so that was kind of cool to have her do that.
And then we on Thursday went to visit virtual workshops in Framingham, Massachusetts, St. John's West, Newfoundland, Calgary, North Alberta, Huddersfield, UK, Calgary, South Alberta, and Coquitlam, BC. And I think we saw Matilda.
We did. She was in Costco right before she went camping. And I don't know if she's out camping right now. I know she posted just recently she was actually heading out. And I just sounded like I said out.
Yeah, out
and about.
On Friday, we drove back to Toronto. We then did groceries. We
actually did most of our groceries in Sudbury. A good portion of them.
I think they have a market called Smith's up there.
And it's kind of funny. We had said we weren't going to do it.
Yeah.
There's 2 stories that we have to tell, because that's the story of the Dairy Queen story.
Yeah.
So we're sitting on Thursday night.
Yes. Okay.
On Nick's mom's deck.
Yeah.
So we're sitting on the deck, and all of a sudden we go inside the house. We had just had dinner, and originally we had said we wanted ice cream. We were gonna go for a walk and go have ice cream at this little corner store that has this ice cream that's made in.
We brought a pie from your.
We had a pie from my mom because we were like
a peach pie.
So we had a peach pie that we split into 2 days. So we had each a slice on the first day, and then we had a second slice on day 2. This is we're totally confessing
everything we're saying.
So we said we're gonna go walk and get ice cream for the pie because Mom had no ice cream. Excellent. Well, all of a sudden I look outside and I said,
and it's pouring.
I'm like,
we're like, it's a sign.
It's a sign. And then we're like, Dairy Queen. So we went from walking to get ice cream to Dairy Queen. So then we drove to get Dairy Queen.
And on the way there, my mom's like, well, we're already out. Might as well go to Smith's now. And you can
do groceries.
Do groceries. So we're like, okay. So we went to Smith's and did all.
She actually had masks in her car, so she let us use the masks. And we walked into this amazing, it was empty.
Yeah.
We wish, that's when we posted in our group asking if anybody knew of a
Toronto area fruit market, fresh fruit and
but that's always there.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to, we love the markets that like are the pop-up markets, but we want something that we can actually go to every week.
Or we want both.
Yeah. We're starting to see the although we love our Loblaws, we're starting to see some of the produce is not
always there,
lasting as long, or it's not always there.
Yeah. So we want to find other places.
But we got some great groceries, like the green beans were just amazing.
Yeah. So then yesterday we did some workshop visits in Oshawa, Ontario, Moncton, New Brunswick, St. Catharines, Ontario, Abbotsford, BC, and Victoria, BC. And then today
we were in Concord and Thornhill and Calgary, North Alberta.
So lots of visits, and we're still doing more, and we're going to be returning. We've actually counted. Today we're at 260 virtual workshop visits that we've done now across the UK, the US, and Canada.
Which is
and so many more requests. Like we have requests for. Like
they keep coming and we love
it, guys.
That's hilarious, Matilda. Were your ears ringing? We just finished talking about you like 2 seconds ago, and she just joined the Zoom. Yeah. She's probably like, "Oh no, they're talking about me."
Yeah. So today's topic, honey, is habits.
Habits.
So the word of the week is habits. Sometimes they try to talk the Coke and chips. Oh yeah, we had Coke.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
And we had Coke.
Oh yeah. Oh, we forgot to because we remember we stopped to. Okay. So yes.
Oh yes.
Totally forgot about that part. So as we're driving back from
the market,
we went and got the. No, was it the market?
I don't remember.
Anyways, one of the orders. What ends up happening is I said I want more Coke Zero. We had none left, so we're gonna go get some Coke Zero. And I said I'm just gonna buy a 2-liter and we'll split that. We know it's still 0.5.
Yes, okay. And on his way in, I said he said he's not getting chips.
I'm not getting chips. I'm only getting Coke Zero.
And as he walked in, I turned to my mom and I said, if he gets them or he doesn't get them, I won't be mad either way. Like if he gets them, I'm glad he does because I get to enjoy it. But if he doesn't, then I'm just as happy because that means we're not gonna have chips. So he comes out empty-handed.
Empty-handed. They had no Coke Zero.
They had no Coke Zero.
The entire time in the store, I'm not getting anything else. I'm not getting anything else. I was very proud of myself because I did not get anything else.
But he gets in the car and I explained the story to him. So by the time we go to the next store to get Coke Zero, he came out with a bag of chips because he knew now that I was good either way. So he's like, I got carte blanche.
And I'm telling you this, I am so proud of us still. Yeah. And I love that I'm talking about this because again, back in the day, that bag of chips would have been 4 bags of chips.
And it would have been
a bag of chocolate. And it would have been 2 bags of gummies and a bag of licorice. That was the one thing your mom wanted the night before that we didn't get, darn it.
Oh, licorice.
But that's okay. You see, we didn't get it. Yeah. And that's what I love about this.
And that's what it's changed. That's what we always talk about people. People say, oh, sometimes I fall off so much. And that this is an example of we fell off, but not to the extreme we used to.
And I talked about this a lot in the workshops that we attended this week.
Yeah.
Was how we talk about us falling off this journey, but when we actually don't really fall off, to be honest.
Because we're still thinking about it.
Because if you're thinking about what the program is as you're eating your Dairy Queen, because I'm not lying, I'm like, I wonder how many points this is, and then one of my friends told me how many points that was, and I think it was a 20-pointer. But I'm like, it made me go, yeah, it's not going to be something I'm going to have all the time.
Everybody on Zoom right now sees me and Seba's butt.
Yay!
Just so you guys know.
I know it's an improvement on my face, people.
Cat butt, yeah.
But he's cute.
He's cute. So the topic of the day, let's go back to the topic, which is habits, which is actually kind of falls into the whole habits thing. We've broken a lot of our old habits. It wasn't overnight. There's a lot of them that we couldn't actually solve or get rid of because we knew that we had to just change them because we couldn't get rid of them. But the one thing I want to start talking about is what is a habit? And you were reading about that today.
I was reading about a habit. And I mean, a habit is something that you do repetitively.
Without thinking.
Without thinking. So it's something that you do without even thinking. Getting into your car and being able to drive.
Yeah, you don't think about it. You don't actually say, I have to do this.
I have to put my...
It's just second nature.
Automatically happens.
That's a habit.
It's like taking dishes and putting it into the dishwasher. Again, a habit. You just do it, right? Actually, if you're at Nick's mom's house, she has to do it because...
Yeah, because I don't fill in the dishwasher correctly.
And I think everybody has that rule almost at everybody's own house, because only...
I do it here.
He does it.
I'm a very good Tetris player, so I...
And he actually sings the song as he does it.
Yes, I have to plug in that phone right here, so I'll be right back.
Rosie had a question, and I'm missing it, Rosie. Where was that question?
Go ahead, honey.
Where what?
I just need to plug in your phone.
Oh, is it dying? Sorry, I don't know. Yes. Where did you ask that question, Rosie? I don't know how to unmute you here, so anyways, yeah, I'm just going to keep going. So as far as the habits go, it takes a long... Habits are something that we do ongoingly without even thinking. It's something that you're always... Your brain just automatically does. Waking up, brushing your teeth, driving your car. So a lot of times what a habit is something that you... Sometimes we create these habits that aren't the healthy habits for us, right? The habits that can really deter us from the journey. So what you need to start doing is, how do you create healthy habits? How do you start by creating healthy habits? And I think it's a balancing game.
Yeah, it's sometimes that people will think, okay, this is a bad habit, so I need to get rid of the entire habit and start something completely different. And what we concentrated on was a lot of just modifying existing habits. And what we mean by that is changing your habits slowly so that it's slowly going towards a healthier habit. And sometimes if the habit you have is something you do want to get rid of, doing steps to reduce that habit so you don't have it anymore. An example of that would be pop drinking. If you know you drink pop a lot and you can't get rid of it, for us, we couldn't get rid of pop. We love it. So what we did was transfer over to drinking all pops that are zero. We don't drink pops that have any sugar in it.
But we don't drink anything that has any.
I'm saying that was a transition. But someone who says, I want to get rid of that completely, then you have to maybe transition from the sugary ones to the non-sugar ones, and then eventually go off. So just like milk. When I was drinking 2% milk, I could not go straight to skim. I could not do that transition. I went from 2 liter to 1 to skim to change that habit. And sometimes you have to do that with a lot of the things that you're trying to work on.
And I think what ends up happening is we get all overwhelmed.
Yeah.
We get overwhelmed with so many things, and it's serious.
Today, broccoli is good for you. Tomorrow, broccoli is not. Today, eggs are great. Tomorrow, don't have too many eggs. It'll cause this. And so it's very hard to decipher what really is what you should eat.
And I think what ends up happening is we end up creating these habits from when we were young children, and these habits are sometimes harder to break.
And we just talked about this, how oftentimes our parents were not taught how to eat either. They were taught from their parents. And then their parents taught them. So there was never a class where everybody sat down and today we're talking about nutrition. And this is where you're going to teach you how to eat, everyone here, and you're going to now teach your children and teach them. That no one has that class.
Well, there's not a universe. I mean, it's so really weird that you say that. That's
there
so
isn't.
true.
There's no class to teach you that skill.
And everybody's culture is so different, and that really does affect the foods that we all have been introduced to our entire lives.
Exactly.
So that really does allow us to have a lot of habits that have been created, and almost when you really think about it, some of these habits aren't even made for you. Some of these habits are inherited to you.
Yes.
You inherit these
from
habits from your parents. And then we then
pass
bestow these habits onto our family members and our friends.
And we've actually discussed this before. So one of the things growing up that my mom always did, and says I am talking about this to my mom, is when we would eat dinner, so our portions were pretty big, and when we finished dinner, if we didn't have a second helping, she would often say, oh, well, I guess you didn't like it.
I guess you don't like my food.
Or I guess you don't like my food. And that, as much as my mom says it was a joke, it's still in my head, registered as I need to have a second helping because I want to please my mom. And so I grew up with that aspect of always wanting a second helping. Now that's a habit I have gotten rid of. I no longer have seconds ever, unless it's this very strange occasion and there's actually leftovers left and I really want them.
Yeah, we normally don't have seconds. We don't cook with seconds. We never have.
We make just the portions we need for that meal so that we don't have extras. Otherwise we go back. That's one of our bad habits of going back the same night and eating more.
And honestly, the habits that we've tried to now create have been habits that we now know that we can do for longevity.
Yeah.
We always look at something that we want to become a habit because we want it to become something that we don't think about.
Well, we talked about it today in one of the workshops. Someone was saying how they wanted to get the goal, and I don't remember which workshop it was, but she was talking about she wanted to get the goal, and then we started discussing how, well, yes, you want to get the goal, but that shouldn't be your end goal. Your end goal is your life. Like, I know goal is a good thing because you want to save the money. I get it. I know, me too. I've been paying for years. It's been 10 years I've been paying my membership. I know I can't wait to get the goal. But
I mean, that's a perk.
That's a perk.
It's not, that's not what your goal should be on this journey, thinking, oh, I want to get to lifetime so I don't have to pay for this anymore.
Yeah, it should be, I want to get to a point
I'm hoping it's not.
I want to get to a point where I'm healthy. And then, it's like we always say, losing weight has been a byproduct of us being healthy. We've changed our habits to be healthier. We've changed our activity to do more things. And that's led into weight loss as a product of that work. It's the same thing with this. The fact that we are working on, the habits that are,
the healthy habits.
Yeah, the healthy habits.
The healthy habits. Creating healthy habits that we can sustain
forever.
And
so because of that, those healthy habits, when we get the goal, we'll still keep going. We won't stop at that goal because that to us is a healthy habit that we want to have forever. And so that's what we always encourage you guys to look at your current life and try to build a habit or change a habit by changing it, tweaking it slowly, adding rules.
Evolving your habits.
Yeah.
Maybe looking at the bad habits that you currently have and see. We talk about being positive all the time, right? We always say, talk about positivity. So let's stop looking at our bad habits as bad habits. Maybe we need to start looking at our habits and saying, how can I make this habit beneficial to me? Where can I make the changes in the habits that I'm currently doing and make it work for me instead of against me?
Yeah.
And maybe there'll be some that you're like, yeah, there's no way that I can change that habit, or there's no way. And then those are the ones you focus on first on how to get rid of.
And the thought just that, some of them too, it's like, it's not just the fact
I feel like I'm yelling at all of you and I apologize. I'm not yelling.
It's not even the fact of getting rid of the habit. Sometimes you just need to tweak it. And what we speak about all the time is our habit of snacking. I think everybody who follows us, raise their hands in Zoom. You guys have heard our snacking story, right?
Sorry if you heard it, you're going to hear it again.
Our snacking story it was our detriment every single time we joined WW. It sabotaged us. It sabotaged us every single time. We would join with the best intentions because doctors say you're not supposed to eat after 7 p.m. And
I don't know how many workshops we would go to, and everybody in the workshop would be saying the same thing. We don't eat after 7.
We don't eat after 7. And we were like, okay, I guess we can't eat after 7. That's what everybody else is telling us to do. So we would try that. And after a month, we would just, snacks would just come back. And then we would fall off, like not just like a slow fall off. It'd be like one bag, and by the second week, it'd be 4 bags.
Yeah.
And it went like, it was not even a gradual. It was just a boom.
Well, and it's just like what we did this week. Yeah. Instead of the habits
are still there, but we tweaked them.
We saw resemblance of habits that we used to have, but because, again, we were not off program, and we did not say we were off program this week. We weren't. We might not be as diligent on program. Yeah. We were still living our 80-20 lifestyle, which is the habit that we've created.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's what's changed, and that's what's shaped our habits, and that's why we think all of you should take the same kind of approach. If you have a habit that you say you really can't stand, I can't stand, I always do this. Maybe it's binge eating, maybe it's emotional eating.
It could be just as easy as biting your nails.
Yeah, biting your nails. Find a way to somehow maybe say, okay, well, next time I do this, I'll do this, or it's hard to exactly define what you would do because it's your habit, but there's ways to tweak everything to make it more of either reduce it or make it more of a positive thing.
Right. Try seeing what you can do to make your habit evolve.
Example, the habit that we all have to call ourselves horrible names after we weigh in because we didn't have a good result. Change that habit to now being a positive words after you weigh yourself.
Yes.
To gain next week, say, well, I still did well this week because you know what? I was still thinking about being on program. I'm still here. I'm weighing in. That means I'm being accountable, and I will continue to be accountable and will continue this journey. So that's right there is a habit that we've all developed, talking negatively to yourselves when we gain weight. Change that habit right there by being positive and see what that affects you, how that changes your mindset. We've talked about this a lot. Another big pillar for us was mindset. That pillar is the most well, I guess not the most, but it's very crucial. It affects the other two pillars in big ways.
I think the mindset, in my personal opinion, is what really controls this journey.
Yeah.
That mindset is what brings you to understand where your habits come from and everything. And I think Leah might have a question. I see a hand. I just saw Leah from New York with your hand there. So 1 second, Leah.
If anybody wants to talk, you guys can raise your hand now.
If you guys want to start raising your hands and asking questions, we'd love it. I can't do it there right now.
Yes, you can. Actually, join audio here.
Okay.
We're just going to join audio here. And then you here.
Okay, excellent.
Can we?
Mindset is number one.
Yeah. And we agree. Yeah, we agree completely.
You can't hear us.
You muted yourself, guys.
Oh.
Yeah. This is why I didn't want to do it through you. I was trying to fix this today. There we go.
You're still muted.
Yeah,
there we go.
We should be better now.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Yay,
Excellent,
awesome.
excellent. Okay.
So yes, we agree completely. For us too, mindset was number one.
Mindset is number one.
But we also want to let people know that the other two ones are very important as well. But what we think the way it works is, mindset is applies to the food.
It's its own
and
category.
activity. Yeah.
But then you need to apply that mindset.
Like building momentum. People say, "Oh, you have to have willpower." No, you don't. Willpower comes.
Yes.
With successes.
Yes, definitely.
That's how you get willpower.
Yeah.
With each success.
Yeah, and even with willpower, you still sometimes have failures or you have setbacks. It happens. But the thing is,
pizza.
yeah.
I had the chutzpah to eat pizza on this meeting.
I love you. Good for you.
That's good. That's fine though. That's the way.
Homemade pizza.
That's even better. That's awesome. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. I love this. I love having you. I love having people.
Someone who didn't want to pay for Weight Watchers.
I'm sure there's a lot of us. You're not the only one.
Yeah,
There
you're not
is a
the only
lot.
one.
Which I completely get.
Oh. Sorry, I just finished. Yeah, I'll be on 1 second.
We were letting somebody else into the room at the same time,
Yes.
so I apologize about that.
Keep talking right now. Honey.
Yes. So it was kind of funny because, like
There.
you were saying, we totally understand about
We were in Canada, eh?
Thanks so much. Thanks, Leah.
So what it's really funny though is when I made that comment about the whole not wanting to pay, I completely get it. We don't want to pay.
Oh, you get it.
But we know that, if that's the driving part of this,
If that's your
journey,
only reason, it's not gonna
hopefully
sustain
if
you.
that
might.
if that's able to sustain you, that you don't want to pay anymore, and that makes you win, makes you successful, more power.
Yeah.
More power.
Yeah, agreed.
So we have a few more raised hands.
So
we have
Adrienne.
So we're gonna ask.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Hi. Thank you for letting me share. I love seeing you guys on Connect Near Me.
Oh,
thank you so much.
Where are you from?
I'm in New York.
Oh, cool.
I just wanted to share what you were saying about sustainable changes. There's a saying that I really like that I'm thinking about a lot during my journey, which is, if you don't like your life while you're losing weight, it will not stick. And
Yeah.
I love that. Yes.
And that's why we tell everyone, have fun with this.
Yes, you have to have fun with it. And like some people enjoy, let's say, a 5 a.m. workout or some, I love, I'll give you an example. I love plain yogurt and fruit as a 0-point snack. And I do that almost every night. However, some nights I will make a conscious choice to spend the points on mochi or a little bit of Halo Top. Not even because I get to a point where I feel like I need a treat, but I do it every so often just to remind myself that this is not all or nothing. This is not deprivation. This is not perfect sugar-free until I die. It's if I don't feel like I can have little bits of fun, any weight I lose will eventually come back because nobody can punish themselves forever.
And I love that you just said that, Adrienne. It's so true that you don't have to always wait for a specific event or moment to feel like you can reward yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge important thing too, because things happen and sometimes you just have that moment. And like you said, you allow it to just happen. You let it happen. naturally. If you have that moment where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna have it tonight, and you don't make yourself feel guilty about it.
Yeah.
And I think of it, I'll just say this, then I'm gonna let someone else share. I also think of it like you said, it doesn't have to be a specific occasion. So like, I'm only back on program for about a month. But like, let's say, and I'm staying in the house a lot, so I'm not going out with friends. But let's say a couple months from now, my friends ask me to get ice cream with them. I don't want that to be the first time on program that I have ice cream.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it will scare me.
Yes, and that's the key. And right there, Adrian, what you said right there is a key fact that even for us, remember we talked about our one Starbucks rule, our Starbucks rule, and our my poutine rule. I still have a real one every single month, no matter what. Because I know I still want the real stuff. But what's different is that I used to have it every time. We used to have it at least 4 times, 5, 6 times a month. Because I love it so much. I went from 6 to 1. And that's the difference.
And you know what, too, though, what you just said is a huge thing, is the fact that you're able to admit that you're having it.
Yeah.
If you're having a problem to say, I'm having this right now, that's something you need to consider. Because if you're feeling ashamed of being able to indulge in these things, you should never.
No.
Never, ever, ever.
Yeah, you should never feel it's part of the journey to learn how to control yourself with these foods. It's part of like learning
creating that habit.
And like we always say, that's why we create rules, and that's why that works for us. I hate to say it, I was a goody two shoes in high school and then in primary school. If you ask my mom in chat can probably comment, and she'll probably agree.
He's not that good anymore since he met me.
I was a very follow the rules kind of guy. So as I setting up my own rules, I follow them. I try to follow my own rules. I don't always 100%. Some days we break them.
Yep.
But we always try to as much as we can. And that rule setting works for us.
Definitely.
So if there's a trick that works for you, look for that trick and find ways to make it fun so that you're enjoying what you're doing, and that you can still have those times where your friends call you up, because your friends don't call you up every day to have ice cream.
Yeah.
And those moments, as we've seen in the last few months, are few and far between.
Go enjoy those ice creams with those friends right now when you're needing them, especially right now.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
You
the
shouldn't
least
miss
you
out-
can
you
do
shouldn't
is
miss out on
don't
stuff
make yourself
because-
feel bad for
Yeah.
these moments.
Yeah. But then when you come home, you have your dinner with chicken and vegetables,
Exactly.
and create yourself a healthy dinner.
Thanks so much, Adrian. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you for letting me share.
You're welcome. And then now I know we have Ellen from Delaware who'd like to speak. Hi, Ellen. We're gonna unmute you in just a second.
Oh no,
here.
I hit Rosie by mistake.
Oh.
Ellen, can you raise your hand?
Ellen, raise your hand again, and then we're gonna go.
Actually, I'll find her.
We're gonna find you. We found you.
There you are. Hey, Ellen.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are
Good.
you?
How are you doing?
Good. There seems to be a discrepancy about what came first, the chicken or the egg, in terms of the pillars of WW. And I think for each person that's different.
Yes.
I know for me, it started out with the food, because the food was the only thing that I could grasp when I started the journey.
Makes sense.
And I didn't even realize that I had the mindset. I thought I always had the mindset. I figured if I'm following the program, then I have the mindset. It's there. And then all of a sudden, it wasn't until recently. Now, I'm a WW member from way back in the 80s. And I had a very long sabbatical in between, and I rejoined a little more than a year ago. And I started my journey again. And it wasn't until literally maybe about a month ago that all of a sudden I had that aha moment, and I realized, you know what? I really do have this mindset, and I can't share it with anybody else how they can get it. I can only tell you what happened with me. And what happened with me was I realized, the realization came into play for me that this is, as you shared earlier, a lifelong journey.
Yeah.
And once I found acceptance for that, and I think being in this pandemic actually put it in place for me. But that's really what made me have the mindset. And now I'm working on the fitness.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
I think that's cool you say that, because again, it's like we were always saying. Everybody is different. No one is the same. So the fact that right here, is a prime example of the fact that.
And what you said, we do not know which came first because everybody's
Ellen, you're
primary
right.
focus could be a different pillar.
Because what's funny is that when we started, we understood more of so the activity pillar because me, because I had a trainer when we first started WWE the first time. I had a trainer to try to help me lose weight. So that was the first aspect that we kind of understood what we need to do with activity. Well, he taught us about the protein in the morning.
Yes.
He taught us about weight training. You need to do weight training as well as some cardio because you need the muscle to help you lose. It helps you. Muscle burns more calories, so if you have that, then you end up burning more fat eventually. So it's a good
as you're
balancing.
building, if you're building muscle, apparently, don't quote me on this, but as you're building muscle, your muscle will burn more calories during the day, even while you're not working out. Because you're building that muscle. I don't know exactly the science behind it, but that's how it was explained to me somewhat. So I could be completely wrong.
So I see Fiona's raising her hand. Thank
you
so much,
Ellen. Thanks, Ellen.
So I see Fiona's actually holding her actual hand, so I don't want to have her hold her hand the entire time. So I'm just going to mute her now. Hi, Fiona.
Hi, how you doing?
Good.
I want to talk about a habit that I had that it kind of dawned on me a few months into my weight loss journey. Sorry, are you still there?
Yeah, we're still here.
So my battery just went to low battery.
Oh.
I work as an accountant and I am at reception, right? So I have the candy dish. And the candy dish is in a drawer by me. Now, if I get up, people can see me taking a candy. So I don't do that. What I would do is go into the drawer. And I'm a stress eater. And being an accountant is stressful. And I didn't realize how much I was going into that drawer, so I started being conscious of it. And I took the candy out and I would work with my husband, so I actually put it in his office away from me.
Love it.
And still when I would get anxious at work, when something, like my boss would ask for something and I didn't know what he meant, my hand would go back for that drawer.
Because it's a habit.
So I started finally actually noticing how much. And in one day I counted 25 times
Wow.
that drawer, nothing was in it. That's 25 points.
Wow.
Yeah.
One candy is 1 point.
Yeah.
That's your day.
That's my whole day of points for nothing.
Because of a habit.
Because I have. And what's funny is that when you're talking about that, something kind of went off in my head. It was something that I think we all kind of go through as we go through this journey. When we realize the habit we used to have and how many points that habit used to cost us. For example, sauces. Him here.
Barbecue
sauces.
sauce. Love
like,
it.
Butter, like how much butter we used to put on stuff like popcorn and like all those things. And when you realize, oh my God, that's X number of points. And I think that's something the same with your candy. The fact that probably back in the day, without being on W, that was just a habit. You didn't care about it. Oh, it's just like small candy. It's nothing. And then you realize that's 25 points.
It was so unconscious because of, and I didn't realize. I thought actually I had my anxiety under control. I thought that I was fine because I don't have anxiety attacks anymore. No, I cover it with food.
Yeah.
And that was the one that I would just grab, and that compulsion, not just a habit of compulsion, really just woke me up like, oh my God.
So have you been able to have you been able to sustain a new habit of not getting one now? Like is that have you progressed now? Like
it's been out of my drawer now for a year.
That's awesome.
Do you notice that you still go to the drawer?
And I don't get up to get candy because I buy candy I don't like.
Ah.
So if it's in the drawer, I'll eat it. I don't like it. So and anything that I put into my mouth now, I ask, is it worth it?
Yep.
That's.
If it's not, spit it out. If you take a bite of chocolate and it's gross, spit it out.
Yeah, that's exactly the way we're the same way now. We do not eat anything unless it's worth it.
And it's like even going to a restaurant and having a meal, and if you only eat half and you're like, you know what? And I hate wasting, but I'm not going to eat the
Ellen
rest.
says the 10-10-10 rule. Yeah, it has to be 10
Yes,
across
10,
the board.
10's across the board if
Right.
it's going to be put in my mouth and I'm going to be using my points on it.
Yeah, and we don't do that anymore. That's something back in the day too. I would do the same thing. We would still eat everything, and now, and Seba's again walking across. Thank you so much, Fiona. Okay, so Rosie's next. so I'm gonna mute Fiona and unmute.
We've got so many people that want to talk tonight.
I know, I
love
love
it.
it.
Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it.
So we'll lower hand.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi,
Rosie.
Rosie. Hey, Knitter.
So what I was going to say is that one of the things that I have found part of this is learning how to compromise with yourself about what is okay to deal with and what is not okay to deal with. And if you don't understand compromise, I mean, that's how you compromise with your families, you do all sorts of things where you have to do this, but we tend to not be willing to compromise for ourselves.
Love that,
That's
Rosie.
true.
Okay, I like this, but I don't get this. And the other issue, a lot of people talk about willpower and all of this stuff. I think we are people who are successful in things that we do, and we say we're bad people because we've got everything going for us, but we've got this one thing that's sticking in our head, and it tends to be our weight. And so I think we've all got to, there's a bit of you need to spend your time figuring out, like, letting it go.
Yeah.
And that's part of compromise as well, right?
Well, I'm loving what you guys, there's a group of you that Jenna started this, Jenna from Winnipeg started this whole, instead of weighing, chugging water. And I
Yeah.
love that she's trying to break a habit
Yeah.
by doing this. And I love seeing all these other people. So Jenna said, I've been weighing, and she put it here that she's found herself doing some really bad things and weighing herself daily. So she says, every time I want to weigh myself now or think about it, I chug a huge thing of water, which is a great way to break that habit, but create a good habit, because what
Water
she's
is
doing,
good.
she's replacing what she doesn't want to do with something
Yeah.
we should be doing.
Yeah, drinking water. And that's what we do all the time with our rules. That's how we operate. That's how.
And I think everybody calls it different
Yeah.
things. I think that's what it is, right?
A
Some
challenge,
people might call
a
it a challenge, a
rule,
rule, a habit.
yeah.
So I think what ends up happening too is we need to start realizing what one calls something might be different to somebody else, and that's okay. We just have to understand what we're talking about, and we have to be able to evolve.
I just want to call something out. So Susan, who's in our Facebook chat, is cutting her hair next Sunday.
Yay!
We actually have someone that we met. She's wanting to cut her hair for a while, and she's on chat right now. So hi, Susan. She's gonna be here next week cutting her hair before our Sunday live show. So we'll have no more shaggy whatever this is, because I'm tired of this haircut. And I want to shave too, because I've been trying to grow it out a bit more, as you can see, and I'm going to shave, trim it. Not shave it off.
And Jenna asked if anybody's interested in joining that challenge and that not weighing yourself and drinking water. Go ahead and feel free to check her out on
Connect and Facebook
and
groups.
Facebook.
Thanks, Rosie.
Thanks, Rosie.
Love ya. So we're only gonna have time for one more chat. So sorry everybody else who's I need to mute Rosie first. And then Sue, you're the last person I have. So sorry everyone else, but stay behind. So before we keep going, people in Zoom, you might want to stay after the show is done tonight. Just giving you guys a hint, okay? So you might want to stay after the show. So hi, Sue.
Hi guys, I hope you had a good time in Sudbury.
Oh, we
Thanks,
did.
it was fun.
It's funny
It
because
was relaxing.
My old stomping grounds, I love them.
It was kind of cool because somebody else, Marlene Tupcut, was driving to Sudbury as we were there, and she's like, maybe I'll meet you in a grocery store. I really hope I do. But I mean, we were going to any grocery. None of us were in grocery stores.
Yeah, none of us. Yeah.
Well, the one thing I have to say is that Smith's Market is the best.
Love
Oh my God, the
Smiths.
fruits, the vegetables, everything's
Yeah.
so fresh. Oh my God.
We love them. Every time we go down, we always shop there before we
It
come
is
home.
not, and I'm going to be honest,
It's
it is not cheap. It is not
No,
cheap.
it's not.
But we are willing to spend the money on the produce.
And I think it's something that's for us, people say sometimes it's yes, it is expensive to get sometimes food that are more healthy, and I get that completely. But a lot of the stuff that we used to get that was unhealthy, the quantities we used to buy of it kind of equates to the quantities now we buy of healthier foods, if you think what I mean.
Yeah, it would definitely.
Like chips, we would buy so many chips, so many of those unhealthy packaged meals and all that stuff, and it was expensive.
And we bought a lot of frozen foods. There was a lot of frozen
Pre-made
foods,
things.
pre-made stuff.
Yeah,
And
pre-made sauces.
Bridget, as far as Smith goes, it's not even everywhere in Canada.
It's just Sudbury, Ontario.
Sudbury, Ontario has two of them, and we
that's
don't know
it.
anywhere else where they're
Yeah.
at. And I'm gonna even go at saying their desserts are amazing. They make amazing butter tarts. It's terrible.
And they always have cheese curds.
Always have cheese curds.
Which is my favorite area, the cheese.
Cheese curds.
Oh.
Did you try those?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
They're awesome.
Yeah, love them.
Anyway, I wanted to talk about the habit that I actually stopped doing, and it's when I go to a restaurant, I always panic. My husband loves Boston pizza, okay? And every time we go there, I end up paying a stupid amount of money to get a salad and chicken, which I can freaking make at home.
Yep.
I'm sorry. And I can probably make it better. So yesterday was our first time since February. We went to Boston Pizza. I had an individual pizza. It was a deluxe. I had no guilt because it's 13 points, and I calculated it myself because I don't always go by the way.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. It was awesome. And I had some cactus fries on the side. I tracked it, and I enjoyed my night. It was, you have to put it in your head. Like, I was always so panicked about going to a restaurant and eating, like, rabbit food, okay? I'm sorry. Like, there is life after salad, right?
Yeah, and that's one of the things. That's one of the reasons why we have so many recipes.
Yeah.
That's why we came up with almost all the recipes we came up with is replacing something that we wanted to switch.
And we end up liking it more a lot of times.
Like our 2-ingredient pizza dough is our favorite. We do not eat any other pizza. We don't buy any other dough. We don't buy anything else. We just make that all the time now. We make our pizza bombs.
We actually, you know what? We made burgers once and wrapped it in 2-ingredient dough.
It was
and baked
amazing.
it, and it was so good.
Video coming up someday.
Video coming up soon.
Yes.
But actually now I make my buns with my 2-ingredient dough. I just add a little bit more of a baking powder in it.
To get it more fluffy.
Rise it more, yeah.
My husband loves those things. I haven't bought bagels and buns in a long time.
Yeah, same here. We don't buy. That's one of the things we don't buy anymore.
We don't buy bread,
We just
except
buy
for WW loaf.
bread because whenever we want to have that, we have that craving. At least we know it's 1 point per slice, so we have it there. Again, it's all about curbing those habits. Those habits of, if we had bought a regular bread, we knew we would eat the entire thing. Peanut butter. It's not in our house because we know that's a bad habit. We love our peanut butter lollipops, especially me, especially crunchy. So if you ever want to get something that's very bad for me and I'll eat in 2 minutes, peanut butter crunchy. But
his mom didn't have much left at her house, so we didn't have much peanut butter.
I was controlled. Did you proud of me?
I'm very controlled. There was none in the house. Of course he was controlled.
But no, there was smooth.
There was smooth. There was crunchy back there, but was it empty?
I think it was not open
Oh,
yet.
she wasn't allowed to open it.
I saw it, but I was like, I'm not going to open it. I'll be good. So,
thanks again, Sue.
Thanks, Sue.
No problem. Have a great week, guys.
You too. Awesome. So that was a good topic. So I hope we gave you guys something to think about today. I hope you guys, are now looking at your own habits, seeing maybe what places that you guys can make some tweaks. And if you guys have any ideas, comment in the chat and let us know. And if anything that you guys thought that you currently do today,
please share them in a group.
Yeah, because it might help somebody else. So even on Facebook and on YouTube, share anything that you think you guys are going to try to change this week with one of your habits, maybe by tweaking it or by bringing in another step or doing something that's
or evolving a habit that you have and looking for the positivity in your habits.
Yeah.
And maybe making that your first step to making a change.
Yeah, and it's like us with our weigh-ins. The fact that we're weighing in live with you guys now, that we're actually filming our weigh-ins and sharing it with all of you is another mechanism to make us accountable. We are now forced. We said we were doing it, so we have to ourselves join. We have to ourselves weigh every week.
Oh yeah, we want to do this because everybody was doing the water drink, but we know if we put ourselves and we say we're only weighing ourselves once a week and we're recording it, we know that's what we will do. It is a huge part of when we say something. We are very. I will say we follow through 80% of the time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say.
80-20.
80-20, right? We follow
applies
through
to
80%
everything
of the time.
Yeah. So on YouTube, I just shared the Zoom link for anybody who wants to go.
Because we aren't perfect.
Yeah.
We know we're not.
know we're not.
We're far from perfect, and we make mistakes all the time.
Yeah.
We're just human beings, and I think we expect way too much out of ourselves.
Yeah, and that's one of our recurring themes. Whenever we talk to anyone, it's, don't be so hard on yourself. Be the best you can be, do the best you can, and if that's not 100% today, that's okay, because you know what? That 60%, 20%, 30% is still better off
than
doing nothing. And one thing I want to tell you guys too about, let you guys know is, if you take 50% of a week and you say you're doing 50% every single week of the year, take 52 weeks and divide that by 50%. That's 26 weeks. If you're following program 26 weeks out of the entire year, it's better than 0 weeks out of the entire year. Always, zoom out. Look
Step
at the
back
full
and
picture.
look at your
Step
perspective
back
again.
at your perspective. And I think that's the thing that's changed a lot for us, because we used to always be, no, we gotta be good, we gotta do this correct, we gotta be right.
There's only one way
There's
of
only
doing
one
this.
way, and it has to be all on or all off. And we learned that no, it doesn't have to be. If we have a healthy lunch, healthy breakfast, healthy dinner, and then we gorge ourselves for the entire night, it's still better than gorging ourselves at breakfast, eating a crazy lunch, eating a crazy dinner, and still having the same snacks at night that we did before.
Yeah, definitely.
You see the difference? And so you have to appreciate every step you're taking.
And every single step you take to make a change is something good for you.
Yeah.
Every single time. Even though you might not do it consistently, every time you try to do something, it is something better than doing nothing at all.
Exactly. So we'll end on that note for tonight's topic, and instead we'll switch to more updates for the week. So stuff is actually coming out again. Our vacation's over, so we're actually
back to work tomorrow.
Back to work tomorrow. So one thing that we've actually started working out in our group on Facebook. We won't be doing it every day. There's no set time. It's just whenever we want to come on, we will work out in our Facebook group. So if you want to watch it later, it'll be always available now. So that's what it'll be a mixture of fit on. We'll be doing some step classes. We might do some
Body attack, walk 15.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. We'll see what it'll all be spur
and
of the
like
moment.
I said, it's spur of the moment. You're not scheduling this. This is whenever we feel like it. But the thing that's cool is that you guys can see the old ones from previous days. So if you missed the one today, you can go back and do it the next day. So
it's kind of a fun. It's
kind of
better
fun
than when it was on the page.
Yeah, it's better than what it was on the page before. On our mail.
Yes. Oh,
we'll do that next week. We'll do it next week. We're already running late, so we'll do the mail call next week.
So on Monday we have a new TikTok video coming out tomorrow. It's kind of fun.
It's about goal.
It's very quick. It's nothing extreme,
15
but
seconds.
it's 15 seconds. So that's coming out tomorrow. It's about goal.
Yeah, goal.
And then on Wednesday we have another video, our WW hacks video, but summer parties and barbecues, because we are starting to do, even though it's social distancing, they are coming.
Barbecues are happening.
People are physically distancing, but still in areas.
Barbecues are starting. So what this video is about is our tips for attending them, foods we make, some of the staples, some of the appetizers that we've made up of our recipes that you can use at a party, our tips and tricks of what we do in terms of planning for parties when those are coming up. So that's all on this video coming out this Wednesday.
And then on Saturday we have a new favorite things coming out, which is our Joseph's sugar-free maple syrup. We love it.
We use it on our pancakes all the time. And
there's a few different versions out there, but we really enjoy this one, and it's at the low-carb grocery store.
Exactly. Then next Sunday, for those asking on YouTube, when's our next live show? Next Sunday, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We will be live. The word of the week next week is illusions. Illusions. And what do we mean by illusions, honey?
Oh, there's all sorts of different types of illusions. We have illusions of what we look like. We have illusions of what people have. Yeah. We have perceptions.
We have the illusion that everybody else is succeeding and they're always having a great week. We always have the illusion that, oh, you look great in that what you're wearing today. You must be so proud of your body. But underneath it all, our bodies are still not perfect in the way we want it. So there's a lot of things that are illusions that people have out there. We're going to try to talk about some of these illusions and why we want to discuss them is to bring them out to the surface, because I think we all hide behind these illusions. And
sometimes it's not a bad thing. Illusions are not bad. Illusions can be good as well.
Exactly. So that'll be next week's topic. Then virtual workshop visits this week. So on Monday, we're going to be in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
And on Tuesday, we'll be in Glasgow, UK, and Lubbock, Texas.
On Thursday in St. Catharines.
And on Friday, we'll be in Thunder Bay. Woo-woo, Thunder Bay, Ontario.
And then next Saturday, this is the first time, right off the press, first time anybody's hearing it, Orleans, Ontario, Mississauga, South Ontario, Carmel, New York,
It makes it sound like it's a draw and someone's winning something.
Bayshore, New York, Vancouver, Washington, and Sherman Oaks, California. We got a lot of requests from the U.S. in the last few days,
cool.
So we're starting to fill those in and trying to catch up. We have a lot from the U.K. as well that we're trying to catch up on.
And then on Sunday,
and Canada too, still.
And on
Saturdays. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was waiting to see if he was going to cut me off again.
I was going to, but you know.
And then on Sunday we'll be at Fort Lauderdale and Boisbriand and Winnipeg. And actually, one thing we forgot to mention about Sunday, today, we got to see, whose workshop did we go to today? From the
Sue.
cruise. We got to see Sue from the cruise.
Yes.
Sue is actually a Walk 15 instructor that we met on the WW cruise.
And we went to her
And
workshop.
we went to her workshop today and we surprised her, and it was a lot of fun to surprise her this morning. She wasn't expecting us at all, and it was actually Scott from California, who invited us, because as you all see, his background is the WW cruise, and I think that's Sue on stage, and they're doing Walk 15 on the cruise.
Could be.
So it was a lot of fun. So again, recommending you all, go find people that you know on Connect, go to different workshops. It is so great to meet other people and get the inspiration you absolutely
And one
need.
thing that Jean-Luc always tells everyone, go to Connect, find people on Connect that you talk to,
That you
ask
follow.
them what workshop you go to.
I'd love to meet you in person one
Go
day.
to their workshop, and then throughout the whole workshop, private chat. Get to meet each other, have a conversation, get to know each other. You know, you've talked on Connect all this time and posted to each other. Connect that way. Try to make some new friends. I think it's a good idea.
It is a great idea, and I think it's a good way for us to really, really, really create a bigger community.
You say the Sunday ones?
I did say Sunday.
Okay.
I
And
did.
Okay, so some reminders. So our Facebook group, WGays Friends, Family, and Fans, we actually have contests coming soon. So if you want to be able to join our contest, it'll be exclusive to our group members only. So look for our group on Facebook and join. We're also going to be doing activities in there soon. So like we have ideas. We were just actually chatting with Rosie today about some of it. So stuff will be coming up soon on there. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and TikTok. And use hashtag WWGays to find us everywhere.
And then you can find us on Canada Connect at Terp7719 and NikkiPoo999. And then on US Connect, it's at the WWGays.
Our website's WWGays.com, and our recipes are at WWGays.com/recipes.
And our beautiful P.O. Box is P.O. Box 91152, Bayview Village, Willowdale, Ontario, M2K2Y6. I said it right this time. Yay!
You got it right.
I graduated.
And then our email is www.gays@gmail.com. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. For those in Zoom, please stay behind.
And one last thing, we forgot to do this, and it was Paula's daughter's birthday.
And I know she's here
it's
tonight.
her sweet 16. I don't know if Paula's here, but I'm still gonna do it. It was her sweet 16, and so I just wanted to wish her a happy sweet 16 birthday. It's so cool, especially being sweet 16. Any birthday right now in this pandemic has been very
both went
interesting.
through one.
We both have, and I'm sure a lot of you have as well.
Yeah.
So, hope you all have a great night. Bye, YouTube world.
Yeah, so say bye to
Zoom,
YouTube.
stick around because
Yes.
we have we have
Yes.
a favor to ask of you Zoom people.
So this is I think